Much has been accomplished here, and it is right to acknowledge that and to celebrate it, to rejoice, to exult, to crow. The protagonist of Walter Wangerin's novel, The Book of the Dun Cow, is the rooster, Chauntecleer. And this rooster knows something that we sometimes forget, that crowing is a rich and varied language, worth learning and worth speaking into our world. Listen then, with an ear to your own sort of crowing, the voice that God has given to you. 3 words about Chauntecleer's ability to crow. Chauntecleer the rooster crowed when he was angry, to be sure. Upset or out of humor, he could crow the fear of God into a wood tick, or into nearly anything else for that matter. But no one must get the idea that this was the only kind of crow he knew. Crowing was his profession. Chauntecleer divided his crows into 2 major categories. Certain of them he called his occasional crows, crows born of the moment, the mood, the occasion, and not according to any due time. Crows for laughter and crows for grief, a whooping crow for joy, which made joy come alive and dance right there in the coop, a soft, insinuating crow for shame, at which the hens would hide their heads under their wings. He could crow a certain spilling crow when he admired something very much. He could warn the stars themselves with a crow like a bloody alarm, and then the stars themselves would stand on guard. And at the death of someone beloved, Chauntecleer sounded a throaty crow, which rolled across the countryside like the tolling of a heavy iron bell. And then God's creatures would surely pause, bend their heads, and weep. Crows of pride and crows of glory, crows on the occasion of a victory or of a defeat. And crows, too, for the plain sake of crowing. But there was another whole set of crows, which he used always at certain special hours during the day. These did come in due time, and these were called the canonical crows. They told all the world what time it was, and they blessed the moment in the ears of the hearer by making that moment of the day familiar, by giving it a proper soul. For the creatures expected the canonical crows and were put at ease when they heard them, grateful that by his crow the day should hold no strangeness nor fear for them. 7 times a day, dutifully, with a deep sense of their importance and by the immemorial command of the divine, Chauntecleer crowed his canonical crows. At dawn, he crowed a fresh green crow which sounded like chilly water and which awakened the hens on the spot. When it was time to go to work, he crowed another crow, something like a steam engine starting up, and then one couldn't help it. One's wings began to beat and claws would start to scratch the ground. At 9 o'clock, at noon, and then at 3 o'clock, the rooster crowed crows to announce what kind of day was going by. He listened to the wind. He saw the color of the sky. He considered all the news of all the things which were happening. And then he crowed. And kindly did the time pass by. The 6th crow came when the sun was going down. It came across the evening air and patted each one on the back. And it made each forehead cool as if for the breeze. Good, it said. Good, and better than you did yesterday. Now stop. Eat supper and rest easy. Work was done, and supper was coming. But the 7th crow was the kindest of all. This was as quiet as nightfall. This was settle and rest, and you are safe, and amen, and go now to sleep. For done, when it is well done, is a very good word. Afraid of what was to be. Even wrong things were made right, and the gray things were explained. A 3rd word concerning Chauntecleer's crows must now be spoken, though he himself was unaware of it. A third category of crows would, within a year, burst from Chauntecleer's throat with a terrible power. Within the year, Chauntecleer would find the land under a treacherous attack, and then in that war, this third kind of crowing would become his necessary weapon. Cruel crows, sharp, explosive crows, murderous and thwarting, they would be called crows potens. But Chauntecleer knew nothing of this now, of neither the enemy, nor the war which was to be, nor the killing crows which he had it in him to crow, the potens. For the time being, Chauntecleer was busy about lesser affairs, though he himself would have called them important enough.